we're out here in the middle of the desert and on this Indian reservation, and it's just like amazing. It's so peaceful.
There's also like a really big sense of respect. I feel like everyone also not only respects each other, but they respect the environment. You're not allowed to litter on the grounds. Everything that comes with you leaves with you, which is just it says a lot about the culture and the respect that we're giving to the reservation itself, because this is sacred land. And what kind of look are you trying to achieve here?
At the moment, it's Queen of the Desert.
Queen of the Desert, but then you also have a little bit of like a futuristic vibe too.
Because it's further future, so we're very futuristic Queen of the Desert.
We're at Further Future right now, and we're all huddled underneath of a tent because, as you can see, it's raining cats and dogs out here. So I guess this is kind of unexpected weather in the middle of the desert, but what can you do? The party must still go on. What inspired your outfit choices?
Honestly, life is just better with a fro. So, I mean, I love the way it flows and bounces when you're dancing. It just helps me find the groove. So.
How long have you been growing your hair?
Well, this hair only takes about a minute to grow because, it's just a wig. But
I thought it was real.
It looks real though, right?
So if you could describe like your look or like a character type that you think that you're enveloping, what would you say?
Oh, it's definitely like a new age funk disco sort of character. Everything I have is like from past Burning Man years that I've gone to and just accumulated this over time, and so it's just nice to have a fun little funky collection of clothes I can choose from.
So tell us a little bit about the Envelop concept.
Envelop is really a space, and we're defining the space through a spherical sound field. What we have here is 24 speakers in 8 different columns, and then we've designed software that allows an artist, any creator, to make their music in 3 dimensions. What we're suggesting is another form of a sound field that unites people. Sound coming from all directions naturally aligns to the way that our consciousness understands sound. I mean, we hear all this stuff happening around us, and so why not make music that's similar to the way that we experience sound in this world? So there's many different components to this project, and education's a huge component. I mean, it's not just about entertainment, it's not just about composing what we feel is the music of the future. It's also educating people on how this technology can aid you in wellness, sound therapy research that we're doing, all kinds of things related to, vibration and health. We all know that music is a powerful medicine, and so when you take that medicine and you surround yourself with it, and you step inside of it, we feel it's just that much more powerful.
Hey guys, I'm standing here with Ural, the tribal councilman of the Moapa River Indian Reservation, which is the land that we're standing on right now. So can you tell us, what is your role when it comes to putting on this festival?
Well, we come out here for economical development, and this is the first time we've really had something of this magnitude, and it seems like it's a really nice success, and my people prospered from that.
Thank you so much for being here. I want to know about your outfits. So tell me, how did you come up with this, and who made it for you?
Ooh, partially myself, actually. Shopping all around the world. I think it's a mix between steampunk, unicorn, glittery, and I love a little bit of a romantic vibe. That's why my purple silver hair, a wig, of course. And every day I have a different theme.
I was channeling the future. I fell asleep somewhere between the past and the present, but woke up really far advanced. And I was thinking, I always like to be, I like to put my inner glamazon on my outer body. And this look was achieved by Miss Delicia Glam, DELICIA glam.com. She's incredible. She even takes little chopsticks to get the foam all the way up by hand. All our costumes are handmade.
And how does this style really reflect the further future culture?
Like most good festivals, I think that people come to these and become who they sort of not aspire to be, but maybe who they are inside. And what I hope these festivals do is create a type of confidence in people to live this on the outside as well.
I'm standing here with the co-founders of Richie Hawtin's Enter Sake, which started off as a feature of Richie Hawtin's Enter Party series in Ibiza, but now it's grown into something on its own. So do you mind telling us a little bit about your company?
Sure. Well, as you said, we started Enter Sake about 4 years ago, bringing sake in for the parties in Ibiza at Space, and then it just kind of over time we started bringing in more sakes, doing more trips to Japan, and it kind of organically became its own company. And now we've launched it in both Europe and America starting last year.
You guys offer 3 different kinds of sakes, correct? So do you mind telling us a little bit about them?
Yeah, sure. So our first one is actually our Black Dot, which is our Hanjozo. We make this in Aichi Prefecture of Japan. And this is a Hanjozo style. So essentially we brew this just like beer is actually brewed. At the very end we add back just a little bit of pure rice spirit. So it has a little bit more palate weight and depth. Second sake that we have for you is our Kuzuru, and we actually make this in Kyoto Prefecture, and this is our 9-headed dragon, a little bit more floral and feminine in characteristics, super refreshing. And then the last one that we have is our super limited edition Next 5. We make this actually with 5 different brewers. Each one of them are responsible for a different portion of the brew cycle, and every year they change where they actually make the sake itself. But super limited edition, that's our Next 5.
I'm standing here with Sakshin Bisset, the founder of Moment Factory, which is the company that is responsible for the experience design of the biggest multimedia events on the planet. So I need to know, how did a small company based in Montreal, my hometown, just expand to such a global level?
We've had great opportunities. We started off VJing in nightclubs and raves in the 90s before all this technology was available, and gradually we started working with Cirque du Soleil in Montreal, and we started doing their parties, and then we started doing permanent installations and did some stuff with 9 Inch Nails, which brought us into the rock show industry. And then we did a lot of permanent installations. So I guess one thing led to another. I guess it's a lot of hard work.
For a company that has done literally the biggest events in the world, such as concerts by Madonna, MUSE, the Super Bowl halftime show, and Cirque du Soleil, how can you take it to the next level after this? Or how do you plan on it?
Well, it's really about mixing different technologies and creating different opportunities and trying to develop new types of entertainment. So, for example, we've been working lately in forests at night. So we create these light pathways and multiple installations in the forests. And it's been really successful, and it's really nice to work in a natural environment and using the forest as a canvas. It's about mixing different tools together and bringing theater into the urban space, bringing the rock show industry into the airport environment. So we mix different capacities that we've learned through the years, and we bring them to different environments.
I'm standing with one of the leading neuroscientists in the world, Adam Ghazali. Thank you for being with us.
Pleasure. My pleasure.
So you just had a talk, which was awesome. First of all, you are very, very articulate, and everyone was just so captivated by you. You started off your talk saying that you are very frustrated with the present. So can you elaborate on that?
Yeah, in terms of improving how our brains function, whether it's young developing minds where we would think of it as education, or healthy adults, where we think of it as wellness, or people that have deficits, where we think of it as a neurological or psychiatric condition. Across all of the domains, we're not really doing as good as we could in terms of improving the function of the brain. We have old systems that have not been really updated and integrated with new technology. So that's my frustration. My frustration is that when we see a patient in the clinic that has a challenge in their attention or memory abilities, we don't really have the tools to help them without also a high level of side effects that we create as well. So that's really why I feel frustrated.
You have many projects going on right now on improving the cognitive process of many people. How is that going to come to life soon?
Well, we are going through a very careful process of development as well as validation of new tools. One of our core development projects is video games that we customize in the lab and use it to challenge people's brains and then validate or empirically show in research that we actually improve their cognitive abilities. It's a long process. And in order to get this into doctors' hands, you have to go through an entire FDA approval process as well. So that's our path. Our path is to develop at a very high level, working with professionals in the video game industry, and then do very careful, well-controlled, blinded studies in the laboratory and reach the highest level of regulatory approval so that we might think about medicine outside of pharmaceuticals, but think of what we describe in our lab as digital medicine.
We are technology. Our connection to everything we design is a form of technology. And we're telling the story of technology.